2. Let's go. The NFC West divisional predictions for the 2022 season. Let's go.
So we're going to start at the bottom. Like, if you're new to this, we always start at 4 and go to 1. So let's go for the Seahawks. Projected record, let's go 4-13. So having such little wins will tell you who we think they're going to beat, right? I think they probably beat the Falcons, the Jets, the Giants, and then the Panthers. Right, here's the thing. They play the Panthers later in the year. Who knows who's going to be starting a quarterback? That team might be checked out. Not that anyone really fully doesn't try in the NFL. It's their job, right? Everyone's competing for a job, playing to put food on the table a lot of times. But let's not act like the intensity after you've won 3 games all season for the Panthers in week 15 is the same, because it's just not. Let's just not pretend that it is. So I think those are probably their 4 only wins, right? So you lose Russ. You don't have a great offensive line. I don't think you have a true number 1. I think DK is close. Super high end 2, more of a low end 1 if you're going to argue that. Even his teammate at Ole Miss, who was more underrated than him, and A.J. Brown, has become a better NFL receiver, I think, so far.
Yeah.
He's now with Philly, but I don't think they do have a true number 1.
Drew
Lock's going to start. Pass rush is bad. Expensive, not great secondary. An aging defensive coach. I think they're overpaid at a lot of positions. I go through the schedule, find me the wins. I say that a lot. I think we say that all the time. Find me the wins here.
Yeah.
I don't...
That's where the intro came.
Is that still in the intro?
It might have been the first one or the second one.
I don't know. We've had a couple intros, but it was in the intro at one point.
Yeah. It's really tough to go through that schedule and pick something out where Seattle does anything better than 4 wins. I mean, we tried to give them more than 4 wins and try to think of ways like, let's try to predict an upset or 2. It's almost impossible in the rosters to bet.
Like I think the Panthers is an upset.
They're going to go into almost every single game this year and be outmatched at almost every single unit.
Especially quarterback, which we know is the most important position. It's not even an argument.
No.
Okay, Seattle in the basement. Number 3 in the division, right? Second to last. Here we got San Francisco. 8-9, I think, is what we're looking at for their record. Here's the thing: their schedule is kind of tough, right? Yeah. It's definitely not an easy schedule, and with a basically rookie quarterback, I'm really not sure what to expect. Right? This is me predicting Trey Lance to have some growing pains. I do think over the next 5 years, Trey Lance is going to end up being a pretty dynamic quarterback. Right? He's big, he's strong, he moves pretty well. He's got a nice arm. This year, though, I don't expect him to go out and be able to win some of those games that Jimmy Garoppolo's experience can kind of gut them to wins. So I think they're going to lose some close games. It's going to be more of a growing pain season. Not to mention, in a weapons league, they don't have any defensive backs to even steal a possession back. And they're going to have to win some shootouts in those games. Plus, I don't know what's going on with Debo. Is he going to sign? Is he going to play?
Yeah.
George Kittle, I love him, but he's frequently hurt, which means you could have an offense with your 2 best receivers, either one not there and 2, the other one hurt. So for a young quarterback, that's not super dependable, but I will say they got a good pass rush, really strong coach. So they'll be able to get around 500. There's no 500 anymore, but they'll be around 500 just because good coach, decent pass rush, good stability. But a young quarterback, weapons are kind of unreliable. Who knows?
My thing with San Fran is I just have a big question mark around Trey Lance, and they are the ones that are causing the doubts because of their indecisiveness with Jimmy Garoppolo. Like, I
think if they would have came out and said Trey's our guy.
If you have faith in Trey Lance, you go in, you make him your starter, you throw him through training camp as the starter, and you don't keep Jimmy G on the back burner just waiting around. Right. I think it sends mixed signals, so I'm not quite sure what to expect from Trey Lance because of that. It's doubtful. You can sit here and doubt Trey Lance a little bit for their indecisiveness, but I do think he has some of the intangibles that you need to be a great quarterback in this era in the NFL. You need to be strong. You need to be able to move. You have to have a good deep ball. You have to be able to
extend plays,
move the pocket around, and make throws, athletic throws on the run.
And he can.
I see him being able to do all that at the next level, but
maybe not quite as consistently this year.
Yes, and if you're gonna raise that question mark now.
That's another point with the Baker Mayfield trade that I didn't even think about until right now. What's that mean for Jimmy G? What signals does that tell you? Because I have a hard time believing that the Panthers wouldn't go after Jimmy G
before Baker.
Yeah. Right? So what's that say? Either what the Niners are asking or what their desire to trade him really is.
Right.
Number 2, let's go with the Arizona Cardinals. About 9-8, right? I think their schedule's not great. So they probably get swept by McVay.
Yeah.
The Rams kind of have their number a little bit, right? They probably sweep Seattle. So that's good, 2-2 in division. Then you probably split with San Fran, about 3-3 in division. That's obviously average, right? And that Week 18 game is going to be insane. So it's the Niners versus the Cardinals. I think both are going to be, about 8-8 at that time. It's going to be interesting.
That last 9-8, 8-9 right there. Are you going to be 500 or are you not?
Yeah, I agree. And I worry with D-Hop out for the first 6 weeks with a tough first 3 games. I don't know if they'll recover from an 0-3 if they can at least get a 1-2 to a 2-1 in those games. They would be looking at 10-7, 11-6, but I think they probably go 0-3 without him. Don't love that.
Right, and the thing to look out for with that Week 18 game being so decisive, it could be very decisive here in this division because let's remember the NFC is not nearly as loaded as the AFC is. That playoff race, that could be a wild card spot.
That 9-8, that 9-8 is going to be one of the last 2 wild card spots. I agree. And here's the thing: who knows? I worry with Arizona a little bit. The fact that Kyler's beat up at the end of the season, so is he even going to be available? What percent of health is he going to be in that last game? Who knows? All right, let's go with number 1, the Rams. I don't think this is crazy, right? I always hesitate to just crown the former champion a champion again. People are always, they're the best team just because they won it. Like, hold up, we'll see. But I mean, who have they lost and who have they gained, right? So they lost OBJ. Okay, you gained Allen Robinson. You lost a DB here. You get Bobby Wagner as a linebacker, right? So you bolster the defense a little bit. You re-sign Aaron Donald. You still have Matt Stafford. Your running backs were fine. They didn't lose a whole. I think they got a lot better. I think there's 3 games that I feel decent about them losing, right? I think the Bills beat them to open up a little bit of a Super Bowl hangover. When they go to Arrowhead in November, don't love that for them. And then at Tampa in prime time, I don't love that for them either. And then I think they probably lose one of the next 3, either Green Bay at Lambeau, although I think that's doubtful, the Chargers Week 17, or one of the 49er games because I think Shanahan, he's been really good against McVay. So it leaves them with about 4 losses. That'll probably put them in, first or second seed in the NFC, right about where they should be. I don't know what the argument would be against that.
No, yeah, that's right about. They're not going to be any lower than first in the division. I don't see the Rams slipping up here with this roster, with that level of coaching and Sean McVay. I just don't see it happening.
I mean, look at the graphic right here. Top 3 to 5 in almost every position that matters, if you include coach's position, just loaded top to bottom. Yeah. I mean, really.
And to run back through, so we got the Rams in first at 13-4, Cardinals in second at 9-8, the 49ers in third at 8-9, and the Seahawks in the basement of the NFC West at a crisp 4-13 record. Something we always do